Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. Yes. Back for more, ready to start another great and wonderful and wild week. Thank you for joining me, for those of you that have joined me, whenever it is you have joined me. It is currently a beautifully gorgeous, gloomy, and cool Sunday afternoon. It's gloomy and raining, and it's like 15 degrees below what it has been for the past couple of weeks, and I absolutely love it. Although it has unfortunately exacerbated my tendency to, how shall we say, procrastinate about things that I should do. There are lots of things that I should do, and there are two tiers really. There's the tier of daily activities that I should do, such as making this video or doing my training, those kinds of things. Oh, wow, and then the camera froze. That's great. Oh, wow, I look very, very handsome. So this is a wonderful, wonderful start, I think. Oh, you know what I bet you it is? Escape. Okay. I bet you I know what it was. It was, again, the, the screen capture thing acting all funky. What was I doing? Boy, see, I was talking about my two tiers, right? So there's the things that I should do that are part of my normal routine. As I was saying, doing these videos for one, training on training days, my usual laundry days, chore days, those kinds of things. And then the next tier are things that I've identified that I should do to kind of further advance me in the long run. And the activities I talk about during my Freelancer, during my Drinks with Joe, the Freelancer activities I talk about, those are things that advance me in the long term. But they're difficult to make as part of my routine because I consider these videos to be part of my Freelancer activities. So it's already part of my routine. And to make something an activity that changes, like what I'll be working on changes, that's a little bit trickier. I could treat it like a job. I mean, what I do at my job changes, day to day, week to week. So I was just double checking to make sure that my monitor is still working, So not only am I dragging, head's still a little fuzzy too. The after effect of a nice weekend. I'm beginning to suspect it really isn't the Drinks with Joe. It's the dietary change I do because of my cheat day. Or it could be just staying inside the apartment all weekend. Maybe I need to get out and get the blood flowing. But it's only one day that the blood is not flowing because Saturday is my rest day from training. And I've already just did my training before I start this video. I'm going to check my email just for a second and we'll see if it breaks the recording. No, it did not look like it broke the recording, and it looked like, okay, all right. Right, okay. So, as you can see, my desktop is empty, which is very reflective of all the productive things I did today. Although I did do some productive things. Some, but not the things that I talked about in my Drinks with Joe that I should have done. Alright, so we'll walk you through the process of how I normally start things up. I first open my terminal, a terminal window, and then I go into the directory that I intend to be working on. So believe I should be focusing on the sidebar, so it's the template sidebar. And I start it up. If it's in a startable state. If it's something that can be started, for example. I can't make up my mind about which one to drink. This week I'm alternating between coconut and mango. I was never really a fan of either one before. I mean, I liked them well enough. Just the coconut flavor in general and mango in general. But I would typically avoid them because they're often associated with sweet things because they are sweet. So that's sugar, and sugar is bad for my diet. So that's one of the great things about the LaCroix stuff. Sugar-free. Even sweet. Well, I mean, it's got some sweetener, I think, but not much. No, it's got none. It's natural flavors, whatever that means, although I don't know how natural it can be to have that flavor and not be sweet. Ooh, I haven't had mango, real mango, in a long time. Coconut's pretty easy, though. Alright, so when I started it, it went ahead and brought up Firefox by itself. And there we go. Okay, so then, since I'll be doing UI stuff today, let's go ahead and go to Material UI. Oh, boy, the head is fuzzy. So, yeah, Terminal, Firefox, and then my editor, Visual Studio Code. Alright, so what is it I should be doing now? I modified the top bar partially to remove the links, and instead have the social things there. Now what I am going to need to do then is actually have the button to bring up the sidebar, but so here's the thing to consider. The sidebar is, let me see if I can go ahead and create a sidebar to begin with. One that's always open. Let me see. That'll be easier to do. It was, the sidebar was it a net bar? It was a drawer. It was a drawer, temporary navigation. Okay, so, okay, did I create a separate component for it? I did not. I'm going to have to eventually. But for presentation purposes right now, we got the top bar. We are not going to do that. So let's see. On button, drawer. Okay, we'll take a drawer. And we're just going to put it here. Alright, so it says this.state.left. So we'll just always have it open for now. Just to have it show up. No, I don't think that's... we're going to have to wire it up the hard way. Okay. So the view container is the one that's going to contain the sidebar drawer. It also contains the top bar as well as the views, right? Now we're going to have the button to open the sidebar and the top bar, and that's a separate component. So when we click on it, how is that information going to get back to the view container and then down into the sidebar? Well, we could pass in a function to do a callback. But then you gotta ask, while that works, it's also kind of, I want to say unnecessary, but it's not consistent with how I have the project set up to begin with because I have Redux. I have that whole application state thing. So instead of having that call back, what we're going to do is when the button is clicked, it's going to dispatch a Redux action that's going to change the application state to say the sidebar is open. And then the sidebar is going to pick that up and display itself. Well, actually, it's the view container that's going to pick it up and change that value. But that means doing a lot of groundwork first. Alright, so that means we're messing around with actions, so we're changing constants. Is this an action type? It's not a route. It might be an action type. I might forget. And we'll take a look at our managers, internal actions. Okay, there we go. Actions, Redux. Alright, yes, so it is going to be an action type. So, right now we've got transition requested, user entry. We are going to have toggle sidebar. Let me say toggle because I don't want to have two separate actions for open sidebar or show sidebar and hide sidebar. Toggle sidebar. Okay, and just now we need to define constant for the constant. A little redundant there, but toggle sidebar and action types, that, bada boom. So that means we're going to have to update our reducer. Oh. Okay. Although when we're toggling it, we need to show, pass in the information about what we're toggling it to. What are we going to call this? We'll just call it value for now because, whatever. Very undescriptive, but I'm feeling very undescriptive right now. Value. I wonder why I did it this way. Okay, so then our reducer, which of course is going to handle a set action. So we have our transition state, our user state, and then the root state. So now we just we need to define an initial app state for the sidebar state. Sidebar, initial sidebar state, which is, what do we call this? Open is false. By default, we are not going to have that sidebar open. I wonder if I should call this open instead. And we'll call it open. Alright, initial sidebar open. So we need to update the root reducer to reflect that. Sidebar reduce. Sidebar actions, active state dot sidebar, and then the action, which is peachy. And now we need to create the reducer function for the sidebar. Did I call it sidebar? Reduce sidebar actions. U3. Yep. Reducer for sidebar actions. Initial sidebar state. Okay. Alright, now if user entry, this is where we are defaulting things. Right, so else, make sure we want to have a default state when we Yep. If user entry, reset the state. That's good. Else if action types dot toggle sidebar. Return. What did we say? We said open, and open is going to be equal to the action.open. Alright, so that should be it for the sidebar. We have an error. No, no errors. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make sure that this still works, rather than lay down a whole bunch of pipes only to realize that none of the pipes are there. Alright. Alright, so that is still good. Now we are going to have to add the button that will actually call set action. And that's going to go on the top bar. And let me look at the code. Button click. Did you have the hamburger button? No, you did not. Okay. Buttons. I want an icon button, right? I want default outline contained. Yeah, I got this code somewhere. I know I have this code somewhere. Oh, of course I do. It's in my own personal website. I have that hamburger button on my top bar. Components, container, yeah. No, that was presentational. Top bar. Top bar. Alright, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Home icon, that's the one I want. Ah, yeah, still in there. Sloppy code. And icon button is still in there. Alright. Looks like I might not have cleaned that up at all. Nice. Alright. So this is it. This is the code. Copy. That bar goes after static. Oh, it goes in the toolbar. But before the typography. Okay. Alright. Let's see. But on click, when we say home, title, view navigation links, we'll say view navigation. Navigation. Okay, so right. Now, what I'm trying to do is remember how I dispatch the actions. There we go. So, Redux store state, Redux store dispatch to props. Control C. This says on transition requested, on toggle sidebar requested. Key is going to be, oh no, not key, open, and it dispatches an action, which we've defined as toggle sidebar, which is fine, but we need to make sure that we include toggle sidebar. goes under managers. Which is toggle sidebar. Nice, nice. All right. But there's still more to do because, let me see what else we got here. All right, so we need to pull in the actual sidebar state. Sidebar, which is state.sidebar. And then we need to define the function so that something can use it. That something being this guy right here. Alright, so this.props.onToggle sidebar requested, and so we pull in the sidebar state, right, into properties. Wait. It stores the state and props. Okay, so the top bar is going to have sidebar in the properties. And to toggle it, we're just going to say not sidebar.open. So if it's open, if open is true, then it becomes false, and if open is false, then it becomes true. Alright, let's see if that is cool. Is that cool? Okay, well that was the home icon. Let's see if the it's the home icon. That's stupid. Should have been the hamburger icon. Clear. So we click on this and update state. So the next state sidebar is sidebar is false. Alright. Okay, so that didn't take. Did I dispatch the wrong action? I feel like I've dispatched the wrong action. Okay, this.props.toggle sidebar, right, is toggle sidebar request, yes. To dispatch sidebar, okay. Toggle sidebar from manager's internal actions. Toggle sidebar, toggle sidebar. Okay, what am I missing here? It invoked on transition click. Why did it go to on transition click? Icon button. On click. This stop props on transition request. Am I not defining that right? Is my head still fuzzy? Is my eyes playing tricks on me? I see view navigation, view navigation. It says on transition requested. Oh. Dummy, dummy, dummy. I put it in the CFG buttons. Alright, let's undo all of that. Alright. There we go. So again, we pass in the sidebar, and then instead of this, sidebar.open, escape, not. And now let's see if that works. Hopefully that works. Oh, okay. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Okay, that's no problem. There we go. It's not great, but it's no problem. Toggle sidebar. It's setting open to... What the hell? Why is it an object? Next state sidebar. Alright. Let's go ahead and reload it. Let's double check what's going in the sidebar. Alright, looking for top bar, top bar, top bar, top home view. Give me the top bar. Alright. Top bar, object. Yo, yeah. Sidebar is an object if open is false. Okay. That's fine. Oh, because it takes this stupid event. Actually, I'm not sure if it does, but... Alright. Come on, baby. Alright. Toggle sidebar. Open is true, which is good. And then the next state is going to be open true. Alright. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get any more into this without exceeding the 30-minute mark. So, but the next step would obviously be, besides changing that icon, is then putting the sidebar in there and then having it use the application state value to determine whether or not it's open or not. So that should be straightforward. So at least we've laid down the groundwork. So I'm going to wrap this up for now. Thank you for joining me. If you have any cool kid words, if you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I hope you'll join me later or again. And in the meantime, take care and God bless.